Another question I have received from social media is how do I overcome my semi dependency on people pleasing? As long as you believe that other opinions and other people's opinion of you are more important than your own, and you subordinate to them, and you think that they have something you don't, and you're too humble to admit what you see in others inside you, you're going to minimize you and exaggerate them, and then fear of not pleasing them and fear of rejection of them. And so there's a number of ways of doing it. I teach in my Breakthrough Experience program, which I've been doing for over 35 years, a process called owning the traits of the greats. Whatever you see in others, find out where you're displaying or demonstrating it in your own life, and find out the drawbacks of them displaying it to calm down your infatuation with them or admiration in them, and find out the benefits of you displaying it so you can level the playing field. When you level the playing field, you're more likely to be able to say thank you, but no thank you to things that they may want that you don't want to do. Because every time you give in and repress what you're actually feeling and thinking when you're doing something you really don't want to do and trying to please them all the time, you diminish yourself until you finally get angry enough just to, out of the repression, to eventually blurt out no, or you'll avoid them, or you'll dodge them, or you won't respond to them just to avoid it. Wiser to sit down and write down what's the benefit to them of you doing what's priority to you and you doing what you have on your plate that's more meaningful and saying no to them. If you can't write down the benefits, if you can't see the benefits of how they're going to win out of it by not doing it, you're going to give in. And if you don't have a very high priority list of things to be doing for the day, and you don't have a full agenda on your plate filled with high priority things, it's easy to be vulnerable to other people's expectations. I find that when I have a very busy schedule, I keep an itinerary, and when I get the itinerary, it's full throughout the day, every hour, even if I'm going to do research or writing or teaching or traveling, whatever, it's on my agenda. So I don't have idle time. If you have idle time, it's easy to be vulnerable to other people's projections and expectations, and you don't want to upset them. And so particularly if they're important people in your mind and you've exaggerated them, you're going to have a difficulty saying no. But if you have a full agenda and they just all of a sudden wanted you to do something and your agenda's full, it's easier to say no. So fill your agenda with high priority actions on a daily basis and have a full day, even if it means meditating or going to the spa. But have an agenda and says, right now, that doesn't work. My priorities of the day have been laid out, and you're asking me on a short notice, and I don't have availability of that. And it's easy to say no. And then think of the benefits to them of you saying no, and the benefits to them of either coming up with their own sources and solutions, coming up with alternative people to do the things they want, or maybe they'll value you more if you're not so easily accessible. But you're valuing you, they value you. And that gives you a little bit more priority. And then if it's meaningful, you'll reschedule and make it happen for them. If it's not, be honest and be able to say no. If you can't say thank you but no thank you and come up with alternative ways of doing that, you're going to be trying to please people all the time. And you don't please everybody. By the way, if you look very carefully in your life, there are some people that you devalue and overvalue yourself to, and you look down on them. And it's easy to say no to them, and you're not worried about upsetting them because they're not above you. If they're equal, you try to have sustainable, fair exchange. If they're above you, you'll sacrifice. If they're below you, you'll sacrifice them for you. We tend to get narcissistic when we look down on people. We tend to get altruistic when we look up at people. Level the playing field, where the seer, the seeing, and the seen are the same. And you'll have the ability to say, right now, that's not priority. Thank you. Let's find somebody, see if you can't find somebody that's really 100% able to be there for you, to give you the best possible win in your life at this moment. Right now, my agenda is full. Sometimes my agenda is weeks in advance full. And so if you let me know in advance, I can maybe reschedule that. But with this short of notice, it's not going to be able to be done. And just say no. Say thank you, but no thank you. Do it tactfully. If you have a series of tactful communications to be able to say no to people, it's much easier. Thank you, but no thank you. Right now, that's not the highest priority, and I try to live my life by priorities. It's not that you're not important. It's just right now, with other things on my plate, that's not the highest priority. And just be open about it. They may create a reaction at first, but they'll respect you because you're respecting you. And you're giving yourself permission to prioritize your life. Anytime you're not doing high priority things, you're devaluing yourself. And when you devalue yourself, you'll give in and sacrifice yourself altruistically to others. And that's also been shown to show it be associated with various illnesses. So it's wiser to be able to say thank you, but no thank you. That's not priority right now. I appreciate the opportunity, but I'll have to pass right now. It's not priority. Or I will think about it. I'll look at my schedule. If I don't get back with you, I won't. It's because I don't have the availability. If I get back with you, I'll let you know. Either way, but come up with a series of strategic statements that you feel that are tactful, respectful, and say no. If you don't learn how to say no to things, you're going to be bombarded by everybody's expectations on you, projections onto you, and you're going to have. If you say yes to everything, you'll eventually say no to yourself.